I'm going to make a brief video on a new pistol I got. I couldn't find very much information about this particular pistol. It's a American imports, I think, German sport pistol. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it was cheap. That's one of the reasons I liked it. It was cheap. My wife had recently got a 22 long rifle, and they're fun to shoot at the range. So that's basically what I was like. I'll get a cheap range gun. I did already unbox it, but this is what's in there. I got I think that's turquoise. Come back to that in a minute. Comes with your lot. I got dozens of these things. The barrel flag. And underneath here is manual. Nice fancy little sticker. I got one of these for almost every gun I have. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with them. Put it on the case. Yippee. It does come with another spring for higher velocity rounds. And I suspect, I've never seen this before. I think this is a cheap snap cap. At least I think that's what it is. I don't know. Never seen one before. It does fit down inside there like a snap cap. And it ejects like one, so I'm calling it a snap cap. Pretty crappy one if you ask me, but I did not read the manual to see if you're allowed to dry fire this. I don't dry fire 22 long rifles anyway, but so what else we got in here? We got some extra sights. Looks like for the rear. And a key, I lock the trigger, I'm assuming. I'll lock the trigger anyway, so I don't really need that. Set all this off to the side. So here is the German sport gun, 22 long rifle. The barrel is just under 4 inches, I believe. I don't remember the exact specifics. It has these sights that almost look like they would glow in the dark, but they don't. It kind of teases you and makes you think they do. They're really just kind of a weird dot sight. Not bad. I mean, I've seen worse. If I was going to use it for much like low light, I would change that. But this is just for the range, just for fun. I did go with the teal simply because, or turquoise teal, whatever this is, because it seemed rather unique. I couldn't find any on the internet that even had this color matching. I went to the company's website and I didn't see this color matching, so I was like, that's really cool. I kind of like that. It's got your safety, ambidextrous safety. Got your external hammer. It's got decocker. You got to press that down pretty far to get that to decock, because you can go pretty far before it decocks. Slide lock. Slide release. Takedown lever. Now, one thing I will say about this takedown lever, I don't know how well you can see that in the... When you flip this thing down, see how far that goes? I mean, I can almost spin that thing all the way around. I don't know if that's normal, but it's a little weird to me. Look at how that thing spins. I'll come back to that in a minute. The trigger on this thing in the double action is, that has got to be one of the hardest triggers I have ever pulled on any double action, single action pistol. Not a big deal. I don't ever plan to shoot it like that, but when you go into the single action, it's pretty mushy. Again, I couldn't find anywhere to even test fire these guns before I went to a local range. And you ever heard of a GSG 22? Now I got this GSG, looked like a machine gun, but I'm sure it wasn't a machine gun. I'm just saying. But they didn't even heard of this before. I probably just wasn't getting it across right. But so I didn't really know much about it. It was $220. Kind of mushy, but a nice. Right there, it hits the wall, so it's pretty far back. You can see. So again, it's cheap. You get what you pay for. The one criticism that I have so far is how freaking far that mag release sticks out. Holy crap, does that thing stick out? And is that sensitive? I barely hit that thing. So I can't get it on this angle, but you got to watch when you're shooting this thing. Look at it. I mean, I'm barely touching it. And it drops that mag. So I don't know if that'll wear in and change. I would imagine it would only get lighter. But even when I grip it, I can feel it with this hand. So it just might be a matter of adjusting my grip when I'm shooting this. But it feels great in the hand. Grip is a little. If I was going to do a lot with it, I would go with a Talon grip or pick up some grip tape from the hardware store. But I'm not really that worried about it. Pretty good grip though, nice and thick in the hand. The mag is a standard 10 plus 1. It only comes with one mag. I did find them. It was kind of hard to find them online, but I did find one online for the typical $25 or something like that. Taking this thing down is slide all the way to here, so it slides all the way around, come back and up. And it comes right off. Spring, guide rod. Now it's fixed. It looked pretty standard like all the other ones. It does have this in here, which I haven't seen before, this little block, which will come loose and move around in there. So when you get that thing, go to put it back together, that has to be all the way up in there. See, now I've done it. I won't be able to get it back up in there. There it goes. See that little... I've only had like 3 of the... This is my third 22 long rifle that I've had experience with, so that's kind of a new one to me. I will say one thing. That is definitely the cleanest, right from the factory, pistol I've had yet. I wonder if they even shot it, or if they shot it and cleaned it, but I mean, that sucker is clean in there. Getting this thing back together isn't quite as tricky as a Walther P22. But you get the spring in there. Hopefully I can get this thing on the first try. These 22s can be a little tricky. Got to push down. And I think I can bring this back now. It's back together. It's got a nice, so when you're gripping up here, you can grip it right there. So I like the way it feels in the hand. I have not shot this yet. I'm going to go to the range tomorrow and I'm going to put some rounds to it and see how it shoots, see what it likes. I'm going to start out with the CCI mini mags. And that's it for my German sport pistol, GSG 22 long rifle. It's a Firefly, by the way. I probably didn't say that before, but it is the Firefly. It's a clone of the Mosquito, and it's in a turquoise or teal color. And maybe down the road I'll do an update of how this thing shoots and performs. Hopefully it isn't this thing is a piece of crap video. You never know that happens. That's it.